Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Forest Green Rovers One Season Wonder. We're doing very well now. After a little blip that you saw, we're upping our game a bit more now. So let's jump in and take a look at how we've got to this stage and being third in the league. Following on from our 2-1 loss, which I was gutted about, we did manage to get a 3-0 win against Leyton Orient. First off, a penalty by Collins, which got us going. Then we managed to get a second in the 51st minute. Coville nodding on to Matt, who was able to tuck it home just in front of the goal. And then finally a third as well, not long after, coming into Matt, round the corner to Coville, whose shot was blocked, came back out to Collins, who managed to put it past the keeper. We then took on Barrow in the first round of the FA Cup for us. We went 1-0 down in the first 16 minutes, quickly going through on goal and tucking it away quite nicely. But we were able to bounce back. We got a second goal. That's a phone. Oh dear. A crossing by Cameron Ledwidge led to Coville getting the header to level things up on the 20th minute mark. And then later on in the second half, we were able to get the goal to seal it off and get us through to the next round, with Hutchinson scoring from the edge of the box. Next, we had the Papa John's Trophy, where unfortunately we lost 2-0 to Swindon. First a penalty and a second coming later in the half. They also had a goal disallowed, which could have really sealed the fate for us. But it was a game that knocked us out of the Papa John's Trophy for good. We then had a 0-0 draw against Mansfield, a game we should have won. We absolutely dominated the game, and we even had a penalty which was unfortunately ended up being missed by Aaron Collins, which could have gave us the win. It wasn't the case, and we ended up drawing 0-0. And for the second time, we took on Barrow. This time it was in the league, and it was a 3-1 victory. They had a player sent off early on in the game, so it ended up being quite comfortable for the majority of the game. Cadden scoring the first goal on the 31st minute, and then we got a second not long after with Hutchinson dinking it down the side to Cadden, who was able to get a turn in and lay it across the box to Matt, who headed towards goal. The keeper got close, but not close enough to keep it out. And then we managed to get the third from the penalty spot with Collins firing home, making no mistake this time after his miss against Mansfield. They did get one back, but this was in the 80th minute, and like I say, they were down to 10 men, so no real worries, but Quigley did get a second chance and put it away. A 2-1 win against Southend was next. A first goal by Cargill in the 5th minute. Nice and early on, we were able to get the lead. They did level things off with a penalty, though. We seem to be giving a few of those away recently. But after a goal that was disallowed in the 93rd minute, we broke forward and was able to get the winner. Collins being played through by Davidson, who rifled it home to make it 2-1. Our FA Cup second round game was against Scunthorpe. Unfortunately, it was a 2-1 loss. An early goal by them kind of set things up for them with Clark scoring from the edge of the box. And they also got a second 10 minutes later with Ramsey coming down the right-hand side and then was able to fire the ball across to find Brown at the back post. We got one back later on, and I thought there may have been a little chance for us to come back into it, as we were showing some signs of getting a goal. But the short corner was worked well, came to Cadden on the edge of the box, but it ended 2-1. Newport County was up next in the league, and it ended up to be quite a comfortable 3-1 victory. We got a good 3-goal head start. Collins with the goal off the post. A lovely little move there. Some interchange of passing, which was great to see. We then got a penalty. Again, Collins firing straight down the middle and the keeper diving out the way of that one. So we got the goal there. And then another was from a corner. Cadden's ball in, came to Godwin Malif, who headed home. They got one in the final few minutes of the game, but it was never enough to really worry us, to be honest. We were quite comfortable in the rest of the game. So it's unfortunate to concede, but a 3-1 win nonetheless. Following on from our 3-1 win, we had a 3-1 loss. It was a bit of a catastrophe, really. It was quite a close game up until the second half, where they managed to score with Martin on the 58th minute. They got a second quite swiftly after that, with Power coming forward, crossing the ball over to the other side of the pitch. A little 1-2, and Kiernan was able to smash it home to make it 2-0. They did pick up a couple of injuries as well, but it was very, very late on where they got their third. Honda Mark there getting the cross in for Stead. We did retaliate then. We decided to turn up after their 94th minute third goal, with us scoring in the 95th. Coville receiving the ball from a throw-in. He was able to lay it back to Richardson, who then played it across to Bailey, whose ball through to Coville. A lovely little move, but never enough. We bounced back, though, and created a great run for ourselves. A 2-1 win against Cambridge United was to start with. Ball over the top by Bailey Cargill, a very Route 1 method, but it fell to Matt. He was able to take it past the defender and smash it home. We did double our lead late on in the game with Bailey receiving the ball. He was able to play it forward again to Collins coming in from that left-hand side, then smashing it home to make it 2-0. They did get a goal back, though, very quickly after that. We obviously weren't ready for the response. They cutting out our pass, looking for their own ball over the top, which found Mullin, who was able to get that across to Atete, but it ended 2-1. We then got another 2-1 victory, this time against Port Vale. They took the lead very early on in the first 2 minutes from a free kick. But one of our new signings, which I will talk to you about a little more in a moment, is Milenkovic, who was the man of the hour, getting the 2 goals for us, coming forward in the 60th minute and smashing it home there on his right foot. And he got his second of the game as well in the 77th. Coville was able to play it inside to Bailey, out to Wilson, whose ball across the box found Milenkovic on the back post to tuck it in. And the winning run continued with a 3-1 win against Carlisle. Cadden with a penalty in the first half. Second half, Milenkovic scores a lovely free kick, so he's on the score sheet once again. 2 games running there, 3-2. Not bad going. Matt was played through. He wasn't quite able to finish things off on the first attempt. Milenkovic managed to latch onto that, but it did fall to Cadden, who tucked it away to make it 3. And then Carlisle got a consolation goal in the 89th minute, where they were able to get the ball through over the top. Lovely switch, to be honest, to Jasper, and then switched it back across to Richards, but it ended 3-1. A classic 1-1 draw followed, where we took the lead. Well, we were dominant the whole game, having an XG of 2. Collins got the goal to take us into the lead in the 85th minute, and I thought this was it. We were going to ride home in victorious, but unfortunately, it was a case that Shea Facey had other ideas, and a minute later, scored a worldie. Milenkovic was on the score sheet once again in our 2-1 win against Crawley to get us back on the winning ways. Collins coming down this left-hand side, managed to play it into Milenkovic, who tucked it home on his left foot in the 30th minute. And then they were able to get a goal back to level things from the penalty spot. Keeper maybe should have done a little better there, considering he went the right way. It was a little bit soft, but we did manage to win the game not long after, with Collins on this left-hand side, getting that ball across, and Matt heading home for 2-1. And finally, it was a 1-1 draw in our last game. Bailey Cargill getting the first from a corner. Initial effort was blocked. It fell to Bailey Cargill. It was quite a nice strike, but it was an open goal, so it was lovely for him to finish. They have invisible players, so we were in a bit of a deficit. I don't know what's happened here, but Marcus Barnes scored to level things in the 81st. They're invisible. So that's where we are. We've had a few games now, and we've performed very well. We've got to the 3rd place in the league. We were up top for a little while, and we've gone unbeaten for a good few games now, so it's very nice. Only 2 points off top as well, which is good to see, and a couple of points above the playoffs, so we've got a little bit of a cushion if we need it, but hopefully we shouldn't. Bailey Cargill getting 4 player of the matches isn't bad, and Collins being joint top goal scorer, pretty good as well. But let's show you one of those players that we have signed. David Milenkovic. He came in on a free. Came from Vancouver originally, having played there, but he's played for Hull, Hearts, and a host of clubs in Italy and Serbia, but starting his career in France with Cannes. A decent all-rounder. That was kind of what I was going for. He's not fantastic at finishing, but decent dribbling, decent first touch, passing, technique, all very good. He's got a good bit of pace about him, so enough to cause issues, but he's also 6'1", so he's got a good amount of strength as well. So he's kind of got that balance of play out on either side. Being able to play either side is great. Very strong on his right foot and not bad on his left either, which is good as well. Gives us that kind of option. Can speak almost any language in the world, which is amazing. So that's always fun. But yeah, so he's done all right so far. 4 goals in 8 games for us and 1 assist. Got player of the match. I can't really complain at that, especially as he hasn't played too consistently, to be fair. I've been rotating the squad a little bit to try and keep players fresh. But we've got Tram here today, so they'll be the side we'll be taking on. They're in 20th, so a position that we should probably beat. I think this is probably the team we're going to go for. Jamil Matt up top, Jake Young, Odin Bailey, and Milenkovic behind him. Hutchinson and Adams in the middle, with Ledwidge, who's a little jaded but should be fine. Chris Stokes, Godwin, Malief and Richardson at the back, and then McGee in goal. That's kind of where we're at. Don't want to risk Bailey Cargill. He's performed very well for us this season, but I don't want to risk him. There's no point against a team so low in the leagues. Aaron Collins is a similar situation. He's a little jaded, so I'd rather just leave him out for this one. Hopefully the boys on the pitch should be able to get the job done. Jake Young has been moaning at me a little bit to play, so I'm playing him. He's not too bad, to be fair. He's got decent passing. If he's cutting inside and being able to play that ball across, got no queries. But let's jump into the game and take a look at how we're doing. Obviously, we're knocked out of the Papa John's trophy, so that's a shame considering Forest Green really got through in real life. But I think hopefully we should make up for it by getting promoted. That'd be nice. I think that's what they'd prefer, to be honest, getting promoted over that. But we've got to get promoted first, otherwise this could be a failure of a season. A nice corner there, as you saw, from Milenkovic to find Godwin Malief, who wasn't quite able to get the header on target. But we've got another chance. Ledwidge with the throw into Hutchinson. It is a ball in by Ledwidge. Back stick to Milenkovic. Oh, and he just heads over the bar. Could have been another goal for him in a good form. He's come into the club in very good form, I have to say. He's not been slow to get up the gears and get involved. But there's a goal kick for Tranmere. We are able to win that, which is good. It is Milenkovic now. Takes it past his first man. He looks inside to Bailey. He's got loads of space. Shoots on goal. Probably should have done a little better there with the amount of time and space he had. But I'm not going to lie. It's not too bad. Davis with the free kick for Tranmere. Lots of highlights very early on. Blackett-Taylor with the flick on for Tranmere. McGee, are you going to get there okay? He is. I was a little worried considering the player was encroaching on him quite quickly. But it should be all good. McGee with the long ball forward. Is this going to be where we're going to win the ball? Not quite, but it does fall to Richardson. Into Adams now. Back up to Bailey, then to Milenkovic. Some lovely one-touch pass in here. And then looks back out wide on the overlap for Richardson. Can he get past a man and get a cross in or a ball into the box? It's played back to Adams. They aren't quite able to cut it out, so we've managed to retain it. Look at this lovely football, keeping hold of the ball, looking for those options. It's back to Bailey, through to Richardson. Can he finish? He does! What a lovely goal that was. I mean, we worked one way, it didn't quite work out, so he came back inside. And then that late run by Richardson was found by Bailey. Oh, and it's a lovely, lovely finish into the bottom left-hand corner. You can see here, Richardson really involved here. Into Adams, into Bailey. Back into Bailey by Milenkovic with his back to goal. And Richardson was played through, making it 1-0 in 13 minutes. And just before half-time, we've got a throw in here. It's headed away. But we should be able to get back on that with Adams on the edge of the box. Looks back. So it looks like we're going to retain the ball and go again. But it worked so well with the last goal. Ledwidge with a lovely through ball to Young. Is he going to get a shot away? He does. It's off the post. We didn't quite manage to get onto the rebound, but it was a nice strike. It looks like we're top of the league at the moment with this. With us being in the lead here. Can we get a second before half-time? It would be lovely to see Adams on the edge of the box. He gets a shot away, but it is straight at Davies and in the end quite comfortable. But it's half-time and we're very, very dominant. So we're into the second half now. No changes at half-time. The boys performing very well. It's a bit of a shame that Cameron Ledwidge is seen to have 6.5 because a couple of the plays that we've seen him involved in have been very nice. A couple of balls into the box. A lovely through ball to Young a minute ago well, just before the half. So it's a bit of a shame he's so low levelled on average rating. But Hutchinson with the ball in. Back stick. There he is. Jamil Matt getting his goal. He's looking a little injured there. I might actually take him off because there's no point risking him now. He's got his goal. There's no point worrying about it. So we'll pop Jake Young up there. We'll pop Milenkovic out on that left-hand side. Actually, we'll swap him off as well. For Cannon and Hutchinson, we'll bring on Harvey Bunker, one of the youngsters as well, because we're in a very comfortable position. I say that as they come forward, but I'm pretty confident of the boys at the moment. Apart from when Matt decides to lob it over the top there, but it's well won by Godwin Malief, and Ledwidge looks to get it clear. But we've only got a few minutes left, 10 minutes to go now. We're sitting pretty at the top of the league. Leyton Orient do have a game in a hand over us, so it might be a case that they leapfrog us. But so far, so good. With only a minute to go, there it is. It is a 2-0 win, and we do go top of the league. Let's say we are top of the league. Wow, I mean that's not bad going. We've got onto this run of form and we've been absolutely fantastic for that whole time. Luckily, Jamil Matt shouldn't be injured for too long, so that's good to see. But there you go. I mean, I don't know what's happened to the schedule there, but yeah, we're performing very, very well. We're getting to the end of the season. We're in the second half of the season now. Halfway through the season, top of the table. That's not bad going at all. 5 points above playoffs. Sitting in a good position for us to kind of continue. We've got a few big games coming up, but hopefully when we come back to you, we'll be in the similar position. Hopefully still top. But I hope you did enjoy. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you in the next one.